Hello, and welcome to basically Bloodbowl. And it's an unexpected post, for today Games Workshop have dropped lizardmen star player Anqi Panqi. So let's take a look. Now, for the fourth successive week, the new Monday miniature is a Bloodbowl star player. And after the final Chorf star was revealed last week, I had low expectations we'd see another, but it seems Games Workshop are currently giving a lot of love to Bloodbowl, and it's certainly welcome. So a star player featured way back in Spike 07, Anqi Panqi finally makes an appearance in an official purchasable model, so let's take a look. Again, it has to be stated, the sculpt team and the painting team deserve huge credit on bringing this Saurus to life. It's another amazing mini, and hits the right note in my eyes. Just love it. The little details such as the skull crest and tail armour just bring the fact that this player is a former temple guard to life. There's a bit of detail in the article, but it skims over the more detailed version of the backstory for Anqi. So he started out as a basic temple guard, tasked with the protection of Zlu-Hotex, if I got the name right. Slan of the 5th generation, who had been appointed head coach of the Zlatlan Stegodons. So, during the 24-64 season of the Lustrian Super League, Anqi found himself faced with a particularly rowdy crowd of skinks. The fans' anger at their team's particularly miserable season under the youthful Slan boiled over, causing them to swarm onto the pitch in an unaccustomed display of emotion. Anqi and his brethren were forced to spring into action, marching onto the pitch to quell the angry mob of tiny lizards, and in the confusion, Anqi came into the possession of the ball, and as the crowd surged, found himself still holding it even as he was jostled into the visiting team's end zone. And just like that, Anqi found himself suddenly the centre of attention for his accidentally scored touchdown. Zlu-Hotex, sensing the mood of the crowd, was quick to snap Anqi up, and the Zlatlan Stegodons therefore climbed up the ranks of the Lustrian Super League as Anqi stood upon the line of scrimmage throwing players left and right. Because, to Anqi, the ball was as important as a slam, and any player who threatened it was an obstacle to be smashed through. And as his fame grew, Anqi Panqi began to enjoy the attention lavished upon him by the reporters and the fans. The roar of the crowd was far more stimulating than the drudgery of guarding empty halls during an off-season. Bit by bit, Anqi became more outgoing, delighting in both the attentions of Cablevision interviewers off-pitch and the roar of the fans on it. Over time, Zlu-Hotex became worried he would lose his best player to a better offer and demanded Anqi return to the Southlands and guard Zlatlan between fixtures. Unfortunately for the Slan, Anqi had other ideas, and after a campaign by fans to see Anqi return to the spotlight, it was the Slan himself that was forced back into his jungle home in shame when Anqi quit the team and went freelance. So now, unencumbered by duty, Anqi Panqi takes to the road, lending his services to any Lustrian team happy to pay his fee. So, getting back to the article, the only other details given are that Anqi Panqi will have a special rule, Savage Blow, which reads that once per game, when Anqi performs a block action against an opposition player, he may choose to reroll any number of the block dice. So, this effectively grants Anqi one free reroll on a block dice. Nothing too fancy. The player will also cost 190,000 gold, which if you look back at the old player stats is a reduction on the 210 he used to be. This card also gives an insight on what to expect stats and skills to be, although this is not a guarantee. Anqi worked with stats of movement 7, strength 4, agility 1 and armour of 9, so basically the same as a normal Saurus blocker but with an extra square of movement. However, Anqi is boosted in skills, holding block, grab and stand firm as well as loner, so a strong defensive player with slightly boosted speed. And it's also worth a quick mention to Brute Fun, who in nothing more than a coincidence rehashed his old version in a third-party market. And continuing a fine legacy of quality alternative sculpts, this Anqi is equally impressive and certainly worth a look if you don't wish to spend Forge World prices. So that's all for me today. Let me know what you think. Will we be equally spoilt next week with the unreleased Roanna Forestfoot? We'll have to see. We also await more of the finer details on the new Chaos Dwarf team this week. But until then, from me, ciao for now.